please let me know in the comments if that is the case or what you've got going on. I would love to hear more about you, you. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. So, first and foremost, there's something I'd like to tell you about my evening, and I'm hoping you won't tell anybody. But I stayed out pretty late tonight. I stayed out pretty late tonight. At least by my standards these days, which really truly wasn't that late. But I don't know, I have been getting home at a very reasonable hour lately. Tonight I didn't get home until 11:30, which is funny because I will usually stay up much later than that, and I'll let you know. I'll tell you how late I usually stay up. I usually don't go to bed until like 3 or 4 in the morning, at least on the weekend. On a weekday, it's closer to 2. So, being out until 11:30 is not a big deal, but I just haven't had plans run that late in a long time. And if I have, they usually are happening at my house. People are over at that time. It's not usually the other way around, but I don't know. It's Saturday, so it makes sense. And now I'm filming. But if you're curious about my plans, I will tell you. We had a few different social events today, and I'll tell you what the first one was first, and then I'll tell you what the second one was second. So first, I went to a 30th birthday party. I went to a 30th birthday party, and actually that probably went pretty late, but I did end up leaving because I had other plans in the area. And I just want to say that for me, this is the year of the 30th birthday party. I have already been to 30th birthday parties, and there are more to come, not to mention the fact that I will also be having a 30th birthday party this year. So it's nice. I feel like I'm in good company. I am not alone in this endeavor to turn 30, which is nice. And the party that I went to tonight was really fun. I didn't know a ton of people there, which is okay, but it was in a very eclectic museum, and it was fun to look around at all of the items in the space. Plus, part of it was outdoors on this like big, it was a deck, but it almost felt like a tree house. It was really fascinating. I had never been there before. And inside, there was a scavenger hunt for 14 golden tickets. They were golden drink tickets. So for every ticket you found, you could get a free beverage at the cash bar, which I thought was a really fun idea. I like the interactive component. It wasn't just mixing and mingling. There were things to do. There was an agenda, which I love. I love an agenda. And so beyond the scavenger hunt, there was also a bingo activity, and it was like not traditional bingo. You had to fill out every square, but every square involved you talking to somebody else at the party. So it was like, find somebody who works at so-and-so place, or somebody was a graduate of so-and-so school, and obviously the person whose birthday it was knew who was attending and knew what to put on each of the squares. Needless to say, I did not finish my board. There were a lot of squares to fill out, but I thought that was a cool idea. Maybe not if you are an introvert, but regardless, I thought that was a fun thing to bring to a party. What else? There was also a quiet room for those who are introverted, and you could just go and write little messages, words of advice for the birthday woman. And I'm trying to think if there was anything else. It was kind of just a chill out space if you wanted to be alone or away from the noise, because there were a lot of people there. There were also some speeches and live music. The band was really quite good. It was like an indie folk kind of group. I had not heard them before, but it was a good vibe for the space that it was in. There was also food and cake and, like I said, drinks, so it was really nice. But we stayed like 2.5 hours, I would say, because then we had other plans, and if you want to know what those are, I'll tell you. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. So after that, I moseyed on downtown to meet up with one of my friends who now works at this really cool, eclectic wine bar. Let's call it a wine bar. It's so much more than a wine bar, but really cool place. She does a lot of work with plants and leads cool classes, and she just does a lot at this particular space. And it was my first time going to see it, and it was really fabulous. Really fabulous. So we got together with her, and I got a mocktail because I was driving a long distance after that, and a big Bavarian pretzel with a honey mustard and some marinated olives, and we caught up. It's been really hard to stay connected to certain people because of our conflicting schedules, so it was really good to connect with her in particular. I hadn't seen her in, I don't know, it feels like months. I don't think it's been months, but the time is flying by this summer, and I am busy. I feel so busy all the time. So anyway, that was really good. Once that place closed, we kind of hung out in the parking lot for a bit and just caught up and made some plans for the next month. So that was good, and then headed home, and here I am now at home. So that was really good. But like I said, there's been a lot going on, and I have another secret that I would like to share with you. It's a little bit juicier, but not really. The second is simply that I am feeling pretty burnt out, and I think I need a vacation. I do. I think I need a vacation, like a real vacation, like more than a long weekend away from work, because I feel pretty tired. And I think when you don't get a schedule is slightly less chaotic than it is during other parts of the year, so I feel like I should take advantage of that and just peace out for like a week. So I'm gonna find the right time to do that. I have a few long weekend plans coming up that I'm really excited about. I'm going to tell you what they are once they happen, because there is going to be content that comes of it. So I'm not gonna spoil it just yet, but just know that there are things coming up on my radar that I am excited about. And let's see. Oh, I have another secret to tell you. It's an update. It's a house update, an unfortunate one at that. It's bringing me a good degree of stress. And I'm going to tell you what it is, but you can't tell anybody. And it is that I have found mice in my house. It's true. I have found mice in my house. Mice in my house. And I guess, if I'm being honest, it's my cat who has been finding mice in my house. Not a ton, but if you find one, you can bet that there are probably a lot more somewhere else in hiding. So it's cause for concern, at least in my opinion. And in truth, I have been trying to ignore this problem for the past month or so, because I like to let things just coexist with me. I know that I can't really do that with mice, but I've been just trying to ignore it and pretend like it's going to go away. And I know that that's not true. So, I've reached out to a few places to help me out. All of the places that I've reached out to are fully humane services, entities, companies. That's the other part of the problem for me, is that I don't like to harm any kind of like life, which is why I usually let things just coexist with me. Like, I love my spider friends. Pop off, do your thing. You're helping me out because you're getting all the other insects that I don't want to kill either. You know what I mean? Circle of life, you're doing your thing. No problem with that. The occasional ant, the occasional fly, the occasional, I don't know, weird things that pop up that I don't know what they are. Whatever, do your thing. You're not bothering me. That's fine. Mice, they reproduce like crazy. They can nibble my little wires. They can, God forbid, start a fire. So they also carry diseases, which is not great when my cats are going after them. So for all of those reasons, they need to be evicted from my house. However, just because they can't live here, it doesn't mean I don't want them to live. It doesn't mean I want them to perish. So I'm looking for a place that will humanely remove them. And these places do exist. I found at least 3 that I've reached out to in hopes that they can help me. I think, I'm hoping at least one of them will be fruitful and somewhat affordable to help me with this problem. Because again, I don't want to cause harm or any kind of harm. I don't want to use chemicals, or I know there are ways that I can remove them myself, and all of the humane ways have not worked, and so I need somebody who is more skilled than I to take care of it. We've tried the humane traps where you just put peanut butter in, and like they're supposed to go into the trap, and then it like keeps them in there. They're like little mice houses, and then you can take the house and like put them somewhere else. But they're smart. They have not fallen for the peanut butter humane mice hotel traps. So that didn't work. We've also tried putting cat hair in the places that they hang out. That's supposed to deter them. It hasn't. every now and then, so that needs to stop. It needs to stop. Mice are cute and all, but when they're scurrying around under my couch, into my kitchen, I just would prefer them to be elsewhere. So, more to come on that, but that has been stressing me out. I'll be honest, it has been. So, wish me luck on that front, and let's hope that somebody answers me and is willing to come take a look at my home and help me out. So, anywho, and on that note, as it relates to sort of house things, I want to share something else with you. I've probably mentioned this before, but if anybody's going through it, might be helpful to reiterate, so you don't feel alone. But I'm gonna keep it real with you right now, and I'm gonna tell you honestly that I do get overwhelmed by life and by my daily tasks. I do. I was talking about it today, and I just have to be honest and say it. I get so overwhelmed by life sometimes. I ordered a water filter replacement for under my sink that I've been meaning to change for several weeks at this point. It will probably take me, I don't know, 2 minutes in total to swap it out from the old one. Do you think I've done it? No. Why? I literally couldn't tell you. It will take 2 minutes of my time. But there are so many little things like that, little tiny things that I could easily do, but that get lost in the ether with all of the other things because I get sidetracked, distracted, and I have all of these plans and events and tasks that, related to work, I have to do, social engagements, just all of the things. It is so hard to be a person. I don't know how people do it, and I especially don't know how people do it with children. I cannot imagine, because I'm just like trying to keep my head above the water so much of the time. And then it's like the mice thing. It's like, God, the dishes never end. The laundry never ends. There's so many steps to the laundry. So many steps. You have to take it down. You have to put it in the washer. You have to put it in the dryer. You have to fold it up, put it back into your hamper. You have to bring it up. You have to organize it. You have to put everything into the drawers. I know it's not a lot. I know it's not actually a lot, but in my brain, it's so many steps. And it's all the time. There's always laundry. There's always a sock that I forgot. There's always an extra shirt. Always the dishes, always the taking out of the trash, always the lawn, the amount of maintenance with the lawn, with the garden, with the plants. There's always more to do. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I love doing it, but I just feel like there's never enough time in the day and never enough energy in my body. Because that's the thing. I can make to-do lists until the cows come home, and I can follow them as best I can, but I get tired, and I do get overwhelmed, and when I get overwhelmed, I just kind of shut down, kind of wither away, and I have to just do nothing, which is the worst thing in my mind to do when there are so many things to do. But I have to listen to my body at times and just do literally nothing. And so things continue to not get done, like the water filter under the sink. Soon enough, my air filter will need to be replaced. I'm going to have to order the replacement. I'm going to have to swap it out. We'll see how long that takes me. I know these are all stupid little silly examples, and I know I could have significantly worse problems. Believe me, I know. It's like silly to even be talking about, but yeah, I really just wanted to say that life deeply overwhelms me sometimes, and I try to just roll with it and roll through it and just get past it. But my goodness, I just feel like I'm always behind on something. Maybe that's just life, I don't know. Working on it, some weeks are better than other weeks. Today I'm feeling it. Today I'm feeling like, wow, there's so much I could do, but it's 12:40 in the morning. And I'm gonna have to sleep at some point because I have to wake up early. I have to wake up in a few hours, really. So, but I couldn't sleep if I wanted to because I'm not tired right now. LOL. Anyway, I love that this is just turning into a chaotic little ramble. That tends to happen when I film late at night. I've noticed that kind of just goes off course and it's just stream of consciousness spewed into the mic. Anyway. Okay, so I also want to say, on a completely unrelated note, you're gonna think this is so ridiculous. I'm gonna tell you anyway, but just know that I know it's ridiculous. I wanted to say that I am so excited for Halloween. It's true. I am so excited for Halloween. We've still got a few months to go, but I am eagerly awaiting for the stores to transition into fall, so I can start looking at all the fun little Halloween items. I don't need to buy anything. I really don't need anything for Halloween, but just seeing things out and about makes me really happy. It's like a spike of serotonin to my entire body. I love looking at all the Halloween things. I love seeing Halloween movies. I love the transition to fall foliage. I love planning for Halloween events. A few of my friends and I are going to plan a summertime Halloween gathering because we're impatient. We're gonna watch some spooky movies and make some spooky dishes, and I don't know what else we're gonna do actually. It's not very well thought out yet. We're gonna do that in the next few weeks though, so it should be fun. But we're impatient. We're big Halloween people. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just really excited about the prospect of seeing more things Halloween coming out soon. So anyway, Halloween is coming soon, but not soon enough. So until then, we have to plan fun Halloween-related activities until that time actually comes. So another thing that I've been thinking about, and this is an embarrassing secret. It's one that I know is a terrible idea, and I need you to reinforce that. I need you to tell me that it's a bad idea. Because see, here's the thing. I need to get a haircut. My hair is getting long. Like, let's see. Like, it just kind of keeps going. And at this point, I'm sitting right now, but it's pretty close to my belly button. It's at my belly button. And that's fine. I like my long hair, but I want to, get a trim, freshen it up. And I have this problem where lately I've been seeing lots of girlies rocking bangs. I don't think I can do it. I think if the second I got bangs, I would cry. I think I would look really unfortunate with bangs. So I need you to tell me not to get the bangs. I don't know if I ever could, I think I would chicken out. Because I think maybe I'd is a long-term decision that I would have to ride out. So anyway, I've been thinking about bangs, getting bangs, but I don't think I actually will, because I think it's a terrible idea. You agree with me, right? You think it's a terrible idea? I think some people can rock them, but I think not a lot of people can. And I just don't think I can. And I wouldn't ever consider like the length bang. That I think that is risky. And again, I've seen people do it and it looks really good. Would not look good on me. I just know that. I would have to commit to the sort of like really like low-hanging bang, which I think would really annoy me too. I'd constantly be wanting to move it out of my face. So for all those reasons, I think it's a really bad idea. I think it's a really, really, really bad idea, but gosh, the urge is there. At times I get hit with this like, wow moment of I should get bangs. You know how certain people get that sort of like yearning to be a mom? They like really want a child. They get baby fever. I've never had that, but I've had a feeling like that with wanting bangs. I'm sure it's actually nothing like that, because again, I don't feel very maternal. I don't get those urges, but I'm sure it's much stronger than the urge for bangs. I'm just making a joke. I don't want to offend anybody by equating the two. I know they're very different, but for whatever reason, that's what my brain just thought about. Anyway, let me move on. Okay, so another thing I wanted to mention, this one I'm really proud of, this secret I am quite proud of, I'm excited to tell you. It is that I have been getting back on the treadmill. I've been getting back on the treadmill. I have been getting back on the treadmill. And why that's such a big deal is because I used to do a lot of jogging back in the day, not that long ago, like a year ago. And then the whole knee thing happened, and I had to get the surgery and the post-op recovery and the whole thing, right? My knee still feels weird, but I am officially 1 year out, and there's going to be a video about that, but I'm officially 1 year out, which means that I am like pretty good, pretty functional. I can definitely tell that there's a difference between the two knees, right? Like if they were sisters before, they're cousins now, but I'm still feeling more confident about the things that I can do. So I've been getting back on the treadmill, and I've been practicing my jogging. I have to build up, like I can't jog for a long period of time, so I do intervals of walking and jogging, and I'm continuing to build there because it does feel weird, and it gets really sore after a relatively short amount of time, but I just need to build it back up, and so I've gotten more confident with that. I'm doing it more regularly than I have been in the past few months, because a lot of it is like a mental thing too. Like I just get a little bit in my head, like the second things start to feel weird or funky or any kind of sore or painful, I like want to dip and not do it. So I'm trying to push myself through a little bit of discomfort, not in an unsafe way, but just in a way of like, okay, if I'm going to improve, I need to kind of like push through these feelings a little bit. So anyway, I am proud to be back doing that. It's not like I want to go do like 5Ks or anything, but just to be able to work out my legs in that way feels really good. And again, if I ever need to run from, I don't know, somebody who's chasing me, like I want to be able to do that. So just from like a functionality perspective, it's important to me that I can continue to improve on that at least a little bit. Don't ever need to run a marathon, but I just, want to feel like I can do that if I need to or want to. So really proud of that, really proud of that, really proud of that, really proud of that. Okay, I have a few more Let's see if I could, I don't know what that guy was just thinking, but as you know, the background of my videos is typically the same, right? And every time I am watching a video happen or editing a video, I always think, wow, I hate the curtains. I just do. I hate them. And they match with the rest of the room. Like, my desk is black, my rug is black and white. I have an oddly colored couch that will only match so many things. Like, it just goes with the other items, and it's similar to how my living room was when I lived in Brooklyn, which all of my living room items from there are pretty much here in this office now. And so it just made sense, but I look at them and I hate them. They're giving nothing good anyway, so I ordered a new pair of curtains. I ordered a new pair of curtains. I ordered a new pair of curtains for this window. And so you don't have to look at this ugly, boring black curtain for much longer. It is out for delivery, or it's shipping right now. It's in transit. It's not out for delivery today, but it should be in the next few days. So that means in the next video or two, you will see new curtains. And I don't know, it might be a game changer. It also might absolutely not be a game changer. So we're gonna see. I don't know, but they're going to be more transparent, like slightly transparent, so more light will come in, and they're this sort of like rusty orange color that I think will look really nice, but again, we're gonna have to see together. I hope we like them. You'll have to let me know. But yeah, I've been wanting to make some small changes to the space just because, again, I think it's sort of lacking, and I thought a good place to start was with the curtains, so we'll see. We'll see what that does for the space, and we'll go from there. But I'm excited. We're gonna try something new together and mix it up a bit and see if we like it, and if we don't, we'll figure something else out, okay? Don't worry, it doesn't have to be permanent. But I just wanted to let you know. Okay, and I think the last thing I want to share, this is somewhat of an accomplishment for me, but I have been on such a reading kick this year. It's really out of character for me. I have read, okay, for me as a person, I have read so many books this year. Now, compare it to all of my friends who read, it's nothing, but let me tell you this, okay, this is embarrassing. Oh God, this is so embarrassing. Last year, I did not finish one book. I didn't finish one book. And it's not necessarily for lack of trying. I started a lot of books. I don't know, maybe 10 books. Didn't finish one. Did not finish one. I made it through halfway, like every book. Said see you later, never finished the book. And meanwhile, my roommate read literally more than 50 books, like start to finish. And I'm like, wow, you are nuts for that. But anyway, I have read so far this year and completed start to finish 7 books. I've read 7 books start to finish this year, and I know that is not a big deal, okay? Grand scheme. If we're doing averages here, I know that is not a lot, okay? I'm aware, but for me, that's a lot. That's more books than I've read since probably college. And it's not like I finished a lot of my books from college, you know, like the textbooks. slow reader. Sometimes I get distracted when I'm reading and I have to reread a sentence like a million times. And a lot of the books that I pick to read are dense, so I just have to think really hard. And maybe I don't know, maybe there's some reason for that. Like, some people are just stronger readers than others. It's not that I can't read, it's just, I get really distracted. So anyway, I'm proud of my 7. I'm working on the 8th right now. But I just last night finished The Wager, which was an incredible book, top tier. I whipped through that thing. I read over 100 pages in a day, and again, I know that's not a big deal, but it is for me, because I couldn't put it down, and that's something that I'm not used to. I usually pick out some pretty boring books, like, let me be honest, and it's hard for me to want to read them, but this was like a real page turner. Like, I just wanted to know what was happening next, and again, that is rare for me. So highly recommend The Wager. It is a New York Times bestseller. It's like the book of the year. Every time I go into a Barnes and Noble, it's everywhere, like The Wager, #1 book of the year. But I see why. I would give it 5 stars. Like I said, I just wanted to read the whole thing, like, immediately. It was that good, and I'm kind of sad it's over. So I'm recommending it to everybody. It's obviously, like, if it's not your cup of tea, then it's not your cup of tea, but if you're interested in, like shipwrecks and mutiny and light touches of murderous activity, chaos, oceans, just like being on boats, I don't know, it's a true story, and just deeply interesting, and action-packed, and not boring. So anyway, I recommend that, and my goal is to keep reading. And because I mentioned that I got halfway through a lot of books, it is also my goal to finish some of those books. Again, some of them are like really boring, and that's on me for picking them out, so I'm gonna try, but I don't know. There was one I got about like a treasure hunt. I think it's called Oak Island, something Oak Island. It's about this like lost treasure on Oak Island, and you would think it would be so exciting. I would think that I would be as enticed to read that as I was The Wager, but wow, is it hard to get through that book. And it could just be me, and again, the fact that I get distracted and I need something to be like deeply gripping, but it's really hard to get through for me. So we'll see. I'm gonna try to keep picking out books that I want to read, but I do want to finish some of the books that I just started and like threw off to the side, and because that's sad. I don't like an unfinished thing, you know what I mean? So anyway, I think that covers it for secrets that I have. Let me see if I can think of anything else. If you have any secrets, I'd love to hear them. It can be hard to come up with them because I feel like I am quite an open book. At least I try to be. I mean, I will be honest, and I never want my videos to be too much of a downer. But I will be honest and say that I do also get deeply overwhelmed self-care, self-love, and putting emphasis on community and finding joy and peace and respite where possible. I know that it can be hard to find these things when you are inundated with crazy, chaotic, bad news, and maybe not always, but I feel like anytime I open up my news app, it is stress after stress after stress, and it can be really hard and heavy sometimes. So I just wanted to name that and again let you know that you're not alone if you feel that way, because I feel like that often, and I try really hard to balance it out with other goodness, good things, because it's not sustainable to feel all bad all the time, you know? So, anyway, it's crazy out there. I know you know it, so let's just do everything that we can to stay healthy and safe and to again find peace and joy where we can. It can be hard, but we have to do it. So anyway, with all of that said, I hope that you are doing well. And all of the things that I just mentioned, I hope are true for you, that you are finding peace and joy and rest and relaxation and all of the good things that keep us as sustainable, healthy, functioning human beings. It can be hard to do, but I hope that you're doing it, or at least working on doing it wherever you can, and maybe helping others to do that too. So, I think I'm gonna end it here, and I am going to let you go for the evening. Today, if it's day for you, for me